that spring drive as it glides along the screen. And we have Steve in the house, the Stevester. And while I'm waiting to cut to him, I'm going to go to the feed here to make sure that we're live and make sure the wrench gang are coming in. And then we will be cutting to the Stevester. And it does say we are live. Okay, there we go. And we've already got some of the wrench gang in the house. Our Wags is in the house. And Warren is in the house early. And so we've got some folks coming in. David Williams, a member of the wrench gang's in the house. And without further ado, I'm going to cut to Steve and let him give us an update. Okay, just give us an update since you were last on while the folks are coming in the chat.
Okay, hi everybody. Good to see you again. Thanks for all the nice follow-up comments I've been getting via email and phone since our last get-together. And today I'm going to finish up with the non-Grand Seiko from Basel World, sort of a quick touch of what's going on with Astron, Prospex, and Presage. And then I have a couple of live pieces.
I have a quick question about Astron. What does that mean?
Okay, well, Astron, actually, the name comes from, it was the first quartz watch by Seiko back in the 1960s, and it's been a subline for a number of years of solar-powered GPS watches.
Okay.
And we've carried them as being a Seiko Lux dealer. This was part of the Lux collection. Interesting story. We were told a year ago it was discontinued in the U.S. And when I went to Basel World in our Seiko meeting, lo and behold, Astron showed up, totally unannounced, and said, "Oh, here's your selection." But nice pieces, and maybe you can flip one up on the screen.
I've got it up. I've had it up while you're talking. I've got the GPS Solar Astron chronograph.
Okay, so the new collection, and excuse me while I try to find our...
and Warren Snook is in the house, and Fac Man is in the house.
Hello, Warren.
And David Williams says, "Hi, Craig, Steve, all in motion." Everybody's in motion. Our Wag says, "Hey, David and Warren." And David Williams says, "Good to hear from you again, Steve."
Okay, great. So getting back on the Astron, there are 4 pieces now in this collection. They're downsized from the prior incarnation, and they're really pretty nice. And the one I'm showing here is a limited edition.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the interesting aspect of our meeting was we were told you will get one. Okay, so one. More to come on one.
Oh, jeez. All right. So folks, if you want that watch, you better get in touch with Steve quick.
Right, but it's a really pretty piece, and they did a good job with it. So that's about all I have to say about Astron. So we will be carrying them. It's going to be a very small collection. There are people who have followed it through the years. We were dealers for about 4 years ourselves before the hiatus.
Okay.
1 year hiatus.
All right, I'm cutting back to my spring drive right now while I go back to the folder here to get the next photo.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it myself. So,
up here, so just give me a sec.
Time.
Yeah, and it's 4 minutes after 5 here on the east coast of the United States. And Presage is the next one.
Okay, and...
well, I'm still loading it in. I just want to make sure which folder to go to.
Yeah, I'm trying to find mine.
Okay,
also,
now there's 5 photos here, and I'm going to start with 091.
091. And I've got to get that up on my screen too. So as usual, we're scrambling a bit here.
Yeah. Okay, so they're seeing it right now. That is stunning.
Okay, I'm not seeing it yet.
Take your time.
So,
this is a stunning looking watch. It's got 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 on the left side. Is that a power reserve?
Should be.
Presage this is a Presage automatic. And it's got Roman numerals. And it looks like the bracelet is almost like a Grand Seiko bracelet. It's very much like the from what I can see. And the lugs are very nice, very elegant lugs.
Yep. So that's a dark dial there. It's that's a lacquer dial and very special. And that is coming in the fall. And
okay, our Wags asked, how many watches of the limited edition will they make? The previous watch you showed.
This is another interesting feature of our meeting. We weren't told.
Okay, so you're not sure yet.
And I'm not sure, and we were not even given a photo of it in the selection. So that's my photo from the meeting.
So stay tuned, folks, for more information. Stay tuned to this channel for updates.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dawn says 6R crappy movement.
Oh, sorry, Don.
Step up to the Grand Seiko. We got something for you.
Yeah.
David Williams and Matt says David Williams, cheers, mate. Bet the skiing was great. Epic winner. Yeah, because David was skiing the other day. So, all right. So, anything else to say about this Presage with the Roman numerals?
No, I'm catching up to you. I'm just about there.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about. Whoops. Just almost pulled my headset off. We are going to talk, folks, later about the Bitcoin pump. Some people have been asking me about Bitcoin, so that's later after Steve finishes his part of the show. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for updates on the Bitcoin pump. And there's the time is 7 minutes after the hour. 7 minutes after the hour.
Good. Okay, so we can go to the next Presage.
Next slide, okay.
And this is a really pretty piece.
Oh, wow. This is stunning. Yeah. Are those indices and hands look like they're purple, like a purplish blue?
I don't think so, but I think that the
you think they're black?
marks around the chapter ring are blue.
Okay. It is, I mean, it looks stunning. It looks blue. It looks like the Seiko's dark blue. It looks like everything's like a dark bluish purple. And then at the top, it's 12 is in red.
Red, yeah. So very, very beautiful. These lacquer dial Presages have been very well received. And
I like that case, too. The shape of the case, the lugs.
Yeah, very nice. This will be out the fall. And it will retail at $1,700.
$1,700 in the fall. So, folks, if you want to save money and get yourself a nice everyday wear watch, that is absolutely stunning. Now, does that have a deployant clasp or a standard clasp? I notice it's on a leather strap.
I think it's on a deployant, but 90% on a deployant.
And Vegas likes that dial. Vegas is in the house.
Okay, you might like the next one also.
All right, let's cut to the next one. All right, that one looks like it has got the power indicator on it and the sub. Wait, that's a date. Is that a date indication?
That looks like a...
yeah, it's a date indication.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. The sub dial is a date indication.
Yeah.
And then it's got the normal three hands, and it's got a power reserve. Okay. Are you getting this one in stock too?
I am.
Okay.
So that's $1,900. Also the fall of 2000.
Now here's this next one. Looks like it has a brown dial.
Yeah, this is part of the cocktail collection, and that has a power reserve on it and a date wheel also. And
is it bronze?
No, it's not bronze. That's
gold plated.
It's a PVD plate.
PVD plate, okay.
PVD plate.
And Dawn says, no thanks, I'll stay with Rolex. Well, Dawn, we might show you a used Rolex here in a little while, so stick around. We might have some Rolexes for you.
Yeah. This is a different level. This is, what is it, $575.
Okay, so very affordable.
Yeah, these are fun.
Warren says, I own both. It's nice to have the choice. Warren in the house likes to have choice.
Yeah,
there
you are.
And now let's go to the next watch. This one's got the green on the dial.
Yeah, that's another cocktail timepiece.
Okay.
$425.
Okay.
Also available in the fall. So
Okay.
they're really fun. They're easy to buy, nice to wear.
Gotcha. And it's made in
Pretty stuff.
Japan, which is nice. It's not made in
Yeah,
China. It's made in Japan. Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to go back to the folders here, folks. Bear with me. And we're going to try to get to the next set of photos. And Chad says anything gold-plated is a no-go. And we've got some solid gold stuff for you too, Chad. We can hook you up with solid gold. Seiko does not need to step up their movement game with their higher-end. Oh, does need to step up their movement game with their higher-end Presage line. I would like to see them migrate from the 6R to the newer 4 Hertz movement.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right. Thank you. And that will be passed on. Okay, so we've got a stunning diver's watch now. It's with a green dial.
Yeah.
And
Ignore the yellow, please. That's a reflection of the environment that it was in.
Gotcha.
So it's not a yellow. And so this is the SPB 103, and also coming out in the fall, Prospex Divers 200 meter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice piece. I'm a fan of green, so
it looks very readable, very legible.
It is. And $850 coming out in the fall.
Okay.
And, you can pre-order
and
that.
David Williams says, can Steve please mention specs on these? So I guess he's asking for things like the sizes of the cases and stuff like that.
I don't have a lot of that at hand. Again, what we were given in the Prospex was very thin.
Very limited information.
Yeah, so I actually have to go to the press, the bloggers who were given extended access in Basel World for photography and whatever. They got the press releases
Gotcha.
with the specs in it. The lowly retail.
And we will continue to bring them information as we get it. And
sure.
And of course, they can always contact you direct, Steve@littletreasury.com. Steve@littletreasury.com.
And all of this will be up on the website if some of the pieces are up or will be shortly with specs.
Okay.
Littletreasury.com. So here's
the next one is looks like a Pepsi.
Yeah, SPB 097. 200 meter Paddy, also coming out, $1150. It will be the price.
Mm-hmm.
And moving over to the interesting part of the collection. So
this is a GMT.
Yeah, well, 6 pieces were introduced as Seiko Prospex LX collection. Okay. They're spring drive, all spring drive.
Okay.
GMTs. This particular piece, SNR025, retails at $5,000. July of 2019. I do have the specs. That's 44.8 by 14.7. It's titanium.
Titanium,
so it's a titanium collection.
Now, is this one a coated titanium, or is it the titanium like Grand Seiko uses that's not coated?
It has a Zaratsu finish, so perhaps not coated.
Okay.
All right. So, interesting, sad tale.
Usually, if it's coated, they'll say it's got the Dia-Shield coating.
Right. It does not have that statement.
Okay.
So, these are pretty spectacular pieces, and the word is perhaps reserved for the boutiques only.
Okay.
Which now there are 2 boutiques in the country.
So you may not even get one of these.
I was curious why we were shown them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, and so before the Grand Seiko split, this was part of the Lux collection. Would have been, and definitely would have been in the store. I think it's still up in the air. So I'd love to carry them.
So, folks, you're getting some inside information here. There you go.
Yeah. And strange to be shown the pieces than to be told that they'll be available in 2 stores.
Well, they want you to help those other stores sell their inventory. They know that you're the one that can move watches,
Right.
so they're going to use you to sell their watches in the other location. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's another part of the LX collection, the SNR 33.
Oh wow! Look at that.
This is the one. My color's a little off because of I was shooting into a showcase.
Okay.
That is gray and blue. That's the one people are talking about. Pretty spectacular piece. $5,500. Same dimensions as the other one.
I'll tell you though, Steve, for my money, when you're getting up into that price range, you can buy a Grand Seiko for the same or not much more.
That's true. It is true.
I mean, I would just opt for the Grand Seiko personally, but unless you just really like the looks of this particular watch, and it is stunning. I have to give it that. Yeah. It is stunning.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Nice collection, but I think they're not quite sure how they're going to distribute it.
Dawn is coming forward with some more suggestions. GS should change its name. No one thinks Grand Toyota is a luxury car maker. So they should do like Lexus, come out with a whole different name.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on their marketing and branding and so forth. The good news is they make a great watch. So if you want a great watch, buy it. The fact that they're not experts at marketing just means that you can get a great watch for a great price at this point in time.
Yeah.
So get it while you can.
Yeah. So this next one, or if you flipped over to the slide, is we will get.
Okay.
And it is the SLA 33, the recreation of the 6105 diver, limited edition of 2,500 pieces. It's 45 millimeters by 13 millimeters by 13 thick, 200 meter rated, and we're getting several. I think they're all accounted for. We will put people on a wait list. We're hoping to get more. We usually get more. Again, this is the new organizational thing, I think, feeling its way.
What's the price on this one?
This is 50. That I didn't transcribe over.
So Turkey Vulture says, I want a Corolla with a spring drive. Well, here's the deal, Turkey Vulture. Toyotas are great cars. I mean, I drive a Toyota.
Yeah.
It's a great car. So, I mean, I think Toyota and Lexus and Grand Seiko, these are for people that want high quality unit that don't necessarily care about having that luxury brand. They don't care about having BMW on the front of their car. They'd rather have something that will start and run and not cost them a bloody fortune to keep on the road. So these are for people that want quality, and that's their main deciding factor is quality. So that's why I bought one personally.
Yeah,
so.
And there's a vast number of collectors that would be just happy to have Seiko still on the dial at the top of the Grand Seikos.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. They love being under the radar. And,
and when they know what they have, and they actually wear the watch and use it, and yeah, I think that's where we're at.
Right.
Okay. So what else do we have? That was the last image there.
That's the last there. I have a couple, and we talked that my setup's not optimal today yet for the watch photography.
19 minutes after the hour, just keeping you all up to date. 19 minutes after the hour.
Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of other pieces that I'm hand holding live. And
okay,
here is the Marine Master update that we have in the case.
Okay, we're not seeing it. We're seeing you.
I know. I'm trying to juggle the watch. The SLA.
By the way, that's a real nice roll to your collar, your button-down collar. Is that a Brooks Brothers shirt or?
I don't know. It's an ordinary shirt, actually.
It's doing the right thing.
The buttons had been redone, and they actually were out of place, so it does give it a roll.
Well, it's doing good, yeah.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to try to juggle this over so we can see the...
And Turkey Vulture, in the meantime, says, yes, they're great cars. I drive a 4Runner, gas guzzler 4Runner. There you go.
Okay. So SLA 21, the new Marine Master 300, beautiful piece, and newly out this year.
Talk about a heavy-duty piece. Now, that's the one that's got the solid case back, right? That famous, yeah, look at it. There's no, it's all one piece.
Yeah, this one, but it's you're talking about the SLA 25, the big beast. This is a pretty good size
I think
beast.
that one, if you flip it over, I don't think that, I think it front loads. Yeah, see, that's all one case, and they put the movement in through the crystal side.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. Talk about a rugged, heavy-duty. If you want a heavy-duty sport watch, folks, there you go.
Talking about 3,100 on this piece.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I think well worth it. It's really nice. So a couple of other little things.
And Dawn says, I like Steve. He seems to be a nice guy. Absolutely, he's a nice guy. That's Steve.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Here we have, this just came in unannounced, SBGE 215.
Wow.
And so this is the gold accented version of the sapphire bezel.
Can you center it in the frame a little more? You're low. You're low. Okay, there we go.
Is that better? Yep. Can you see that clearly now?
A little bit, yep.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We got to get your macro camera and all working. We'll do that for the next broadcast. Yeah. That is a stunner, though. I'll tell you what.
Beautiful piece. So
it's got lume also, folks. By the way, those of you that want lume.
So
now, what's the price on this one again?
This is $7,400.
Okay.
Spring drive.
Now, is that stainless steel?
It is, and it's the third. Wait a minute. I think this is this the titanium one? Hang on. It's feeling very light to me. It is titanium.
Oh, I thought it looked like it might be.
It is.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Watch out, folks.
The first two versions of this, one with the black dial and without the gold accents, was steel. We just got in and have sold through a red dialed version with the black bezel.
Warren Snook says, I just ordered my second GS from Steve, top guy. Look at this. Don wants to know the size of the GMT that you're holding right now.
Oof. Let me throw a measurement on
I think it's 40. I think it's 44 mils by about 12 thick.
I think you're.
I mean, by about 14 thick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 44. And I'm getting about 15.3.
Yeah, I think it's less than that, though.
Well, I have this sort of plasticky caliper.
Yeah.
But beautiful piece. Sort of came in out of the blue, unannounced to us, just showed up. So
that is cool. That would be, if I didn't have this stunning diver that I have now, that would probably be the one that I would have. That's right there. Now, that one does not have the extension bracelet. It has micro adjustments, though, right? It has 4 micro adjustments in the bracelet, correct?
Craig, I've got to get you behind the case here. You're right on it. So, okay. New piece, SBGA 259. The golden snowflake is in the house.
Oh, yeah, I saw you put that on Instagram. Yeah. That's a snowflake with the gold, and the gold is really not showing up as much as it should in this image. It's
really
it's more gold than is what's showing up, folks. But trust me, that is another stunner.
Yeah,
that's a stunner. If you want something different, you can't beat Seiko Lumibrite and Rolex Chromolite. There you go. And Garrison says, wearing my GS now.
Great.
Garrison, put in the chat which one you're wearing. And Dawn says, I'd seriously consider GS if they made 40 millimeter or less. There are a couple of 40 millimeter or less stunners. There's that. There's that GMT with the 9F movement that I've been talking about lately. That's 39 mils and only 12 mils thick. That is a real possibility if you want a smaller watch. And Steve has some others too that are
37
that are smaller. So talk to Steve. He'll get you fitted out properly. Marine Master is the next purchase, says Hans.
Okay. This is 41 by 13 for my friend on the West Coast who asked by email.
Okay. And I think they're really like 12.6. I think your measurement's a little bit off on that.
Yeah, round me off
Yeah.
half a millimeter.
So, all right. And, yeah, true. Don, 36 to 40 millimeter is my optimal watch size, Brian P. We'll talk to Steve. He's got some watches in that size range. He can get you hooked up.
Absolutely. Okay, so just to throw up a couple of more pieces. I still have in stock this SBGR 311, the cookie.
Okay, yeah.
Pre-owned.
That's the pre-owned that you can get a deal on.
Pre-owned, you cannot distinguish this from brand new.
Now, is that 39 mils?
I think it's bigger than that. I think it's 41 and... I'm reading almost 42.
Okay.
So it's a bigger size. It's 42. So it's a bigger size piece.
I think officially it's probably 41. It's probably the same size as a Snowflake.
Okay. Thanks, Craig. Our authoritative moderator.
There you go.
Okay. Nice piece. This is on sale for $37.50.
There you go. You're going to save money on a pretty much new watch, but you know that is not new, but is as new.
Yeah, worn for one day.
Yeah, there you go.
Customer.
Save money, folks.
Yeah.
Save money. And Talvin says, I want that one so bad.
Well, you're not going to get it at a better price.
The SBGM 221. Is that it?
No, this is SBGR 311.
What's the SBGM 221 he's asking about?
What is that? SBGM. Is that the manual wind?
I maybe. SBGM 221 is the number he put in the chat.
I'm looking.
There you go, Grand Seiko large watch fans, 37.50. There you go. Our wags calling out the people that want deals. It's like, hey, we're going to talk about this later in the broadcast, but all these people that were saying, well, I want to buy Bitcoin, but I'm going to wait. Well, how long are you going to wait? How high do you want to get it to get before you buy, folks? That's the question.
Yeah.
Steve's
SBGM in the house. It's the cream dial.
SBGM 221?
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Are you going to show it?
When we go out on the floor.
Okay.
In the case. And our nice sea dweller is still
a sea dweller, folks. Somebody asked about Rolex. He's got a sea dweller.
2017.
And Robert,
no Cyclops.
Robert V asked, do you have the Oris 65 bronze and two-tone? Two-tone.
Incoming June.
Incoming in June, Robert.
Yeah, you better put an order in.
Better get on the list. Get
already pre-sold what I had on my list. I got to reorder.
Brian P. Watch out for Craig's Grand Seiko knowledge, Steve. You don't want too much competition. There you go.
Yeah. Well, Craig only has one brand. I have 24.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he's got a Rolex on the screen, a Sea Dweller. Those of you that are on the waiting list and so forth and can't get a Sea Dweller, well, there's one right there. What's the price on that one?
$12,500 on the tag.
$12,500. Get in touch with Steve. He can ship it. Can be in your house tomorrow. There you go. Talvin says, yep, the Sea Dweller is so cool. Brian P. in the house. SB GA 407, the new stunning blue snowflake.
Yes, incoming in June.
Incoming, Warren, incoming.
Yeah, they're going to run right out of the door. So if you're interested, get on the list.
They're going to go quick.
Yep.
Talvin is in the house. He says, beautiful. Well, there you go, Talvin. Folks. There you go.
Okay.
You want a Sea Dweller? In stock, folks. In stock.
So, do we want to run out on the floor, take a look?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Steve's going to get his mobile, and he's going to be in motion. We like people that are in motion,
Yeah.
making
I'm
things
trying out
happen.
my new gimbal. So.
Yeah, he's got his gimbal going. He's got that fired up. All right. That Sea Dweller isn't going to stay in Little Treasury for long. Brian P. in the house. That Sea Dweller is going to find a new home. Call Steve. Make a deal. Make a deal. A Wednesday deal, folks. No better day to make a deal than a Wednesday. You get the special deal on a Wednesday. Here we are in the beautiful Little Treasury compound. Nice spring drive without Cyclops. Classic. There you go. All right, look here. Look at what we got here on the screen. There's some gorgeous pieces.
These are some limited editions. The two standing are quartz, and the bottom two are the U.S. Only limited edition platinum and gold.
Yeah, take 1 second. I got to laugh at a comment by R. Wags. R. Wags says Bitcoin closed at 5306.35 today, Craig. You look like a genius buying one online for $4,000. The ship is leaving the dock. But one comment on that, R. Wags, it doesn't close. It's 24/7, 365. So it's not like the stock market. It doesn't close. So there you go.
Yeah, no close.
No, it doesn't close.
The emperor has no clothes.
Yeah. There you go. But hey, it can go down just as quick as it went up, folks. So don't pop the champagne corks yet. Does Steve carry Vulcan crickets?
I don't. It's an interesting brand. I've looked at them. A little strange for a while on the distribution.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they've stabilized, but when we look
now,
at
those are the impossible to find limited editions that you're showing right now, right?
Well, they're brand new limited editions, manual wind with the small seconds and power reserve with a beautiful lacquered dial.
Okay, Warren. And Warren Snook says we will speak tomorrow. Steve, reserve the SBGA 407 for me, please.
I will.
SBGA 407.
Got it.
All right.
So let's wander around a bit. Craig wanted to meet some of the staff. I'm trying to find Ethan.
Looks like they're hiding. Where's the staff? The place looks
where
empty.
Is the staff? Ethan. Oh, Ethan's on trash duty.
David asked, any pre-owned GMTs for sale?
Pre-owned GMTs.
Any brand.
You asked.
Any brand.
You asked, David. Looking right down here, I have a GMT World Timer from Bremont there. It's the second from the right in the first row.
Okay.
And 3750 on that. Beautiful piece.
Okay.
So glad you asked. And here we go.
Brian P. says Bitcoin is the Vegas of cryptocurrencies. It's open 24/7. There you go.
Okay. My staff is hiding, so I'm going to go get them.
You're going to wrangle them down here. There you go.
They're going to have to introduce themselves.
Ethan.
Well, tell us about yourself, Ethan, a little bit.
Okay, my name is Ethan. Here for almost 9 years. And I'm doing a lot of watches and jewelry design and inventory here.
Okay.
Ethan can do it all.
Okay, well, there you go.
And he always says, call Ethan.
Absolutely.
So here we have another associate.
Hello.
Well, wait a minute. I'm having trouble with my new...
You're pointing at the ceiling.
I know. I have this stabilizer that's getting unstable.
That's unstable, yeah.
Learning how to use it. Okay, who's here?
Hi, I'm Laura. And I'm still fairly new to Little Treasury, but very excited to keep on learning, and I'm happy to help as well.
Well, good. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
And over here.
Hello, my name is Jessie. I work here over 5 years, and now the concentrate to sell most of the ladies' watch as well as the jewelry repair and the jewelry sale. And if you are interested in all the ladies' jewelry or for the ladies' watch or special the Pandora case, let me know. Yes.
Okay, thanks, Jessie.
Yes.
And we probably have someone hiding in the back.
And somebody asked, how did Steve get interested in watches?
Oh, wow. Let me turn it back on myself then.
And
Okay,
Brian
so
P. says, love that tie, Ethan.
I'll let him know. He's disappeared somewhere.
Okay.
So I got into the watch business through my wife, who founded the store in 1996. And I've had a number of careers and was nearing retirement age, and the company took off, and I joined her here in 2004, and sort of wasn't so interested in the jewelry end of it, and so I reached out to, at that time, Ball Watch, and asked them what was going on. I was seeing a lot of buzz in the literature that was coming in, trade literature, and went down and visited them with my wife, and we brought them aboard, and we just had smash success with our existing customers. I started selling them. I'd never sold anything in my life, and it was a gas, and very quickly we became one of the leading dealers in the country, and I guess I'm acquisitive, started adding brands, so we're up to about 24 right now.
And now you
enjoying
travel
it.
all over to go to events, and you have
we
a
do.
lot of parties there that you throw, and so you're really out there. You're in motion for sure.
Yeah, try to be. It's,
Vegas says
sometimes a grind.
friendly crew. Vegas says.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on it. Yeah, a pretty good group.
There you go. Well, I'll
All
tell
right.
you, the first time I went to Little Treasury, I definitely felt like a member of the family. Just the first time I walked through the door, and I think everybody feels that way. So,
That's great.
we all have pleasant experiences with Little Treasury. Hey, and folks, if you get invited to one of his parties, go.
Yeah, keep your eye open for the Grand Seiko event. We're going to have no date on it yet. As soon as they determine they can get all the novelties together, we're on the list. We're one of the first 3 stores to be previewing.
RWAG says, the Little Treasury staff looks very professional, dressed very nice. Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks.
And
yeah, we're proud of them.
The Watch Lounge says, bam, 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 bam. There you go. And I would love to visit Little Treasury one day, Warren says.
Okay, well, you're all invited.
Come to the party, Warren. That's the day to come. Come to the party.
Yep.
Anything else you got to show, anything special?
There's a lot special, but I think that'll do it for today. I know you're going to knock on my door next week or sooner, and
it says
a little something for then.
Ray says, when is the next party, Steve? And we don't know yet, right? You don't have the date yet.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the date from when they could assemble everything here.
Will it be this month, April?
I'm really hoping it will be.
Okay.
And if Grand Seiko doesn't come aboard, a couple of the other brands want to show the Basel World novelties, so we'll be rolling them in as well.
Okay.
So it's always posted on our website. Make sure you can register on our website to get our announcements. A number of places at the bottom of the front page. You can fill out the form.
By the way, did you see that link I sent you for Ellie Cook?
Yes,
singer?
I did.
Did you check out her video?
I did briefly.
She's pretty
cool.
good. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get her or not for the party, but she'd be fantastic. She's good.
That'd be great.
All right. Well,
Grand Seiko too.
Vegas says, thanks, Steve. Great video quality. There you go. And Brian P. says, no hoodies and T-shirts to be seen there. All right.
Great. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for calling in.
Very good. See you.
There
Bye.
you go. Steve from Little Treasury Jewelers, live in the house. That's the kind of content that you get on this channel right there. Live from Gambrels, Maryland. He's in motion, making things happen, doing deals, getting watches, and throwing parties. So what else? Does Steve remember Charles Wallingford? He was an African-American watch YouTuber, made some videos at Little Treasury. Oh, I'm sure he would have remembered him. Darn, we should have asked before he left. Sorry, I didn't see your comment in time. Steve seems like a good guy. We should give him our business. Rob K. Yeah, he gets my business. Great presentation, Steve, from Warren. Interesting to hear how you got into the watch game, Steve, from Thomas. Well, there you go. And he is really passionate about it. Like I say, he travels around to the different events, and he has fun with it, which is good to see. It's good to see somebody that their vocation, that they're actually having fun with it. So one more thing before we wrap up, and any questions you have for me, just put them in the chat. But I did have a subscriber ask me about Bitcoin. And this was after the pump the other day. I guess it was April Fool's Day. We had that big pump and went up to like $4,800 or something. And maybe touched up to 5,000 and went back down to 4,800. And big pump, 24% or something. And he asked me, he says, are you still buying now at this level? And I said, no, I'm not buying right now. And he started asking me about, what it's going to do or whatever. I mean, the bottom line is we don't have any idea what Bitcoin is going to do. And anybody that says they do know has no clue. All I know is that I like the concept of a world reserve currency that can be moved anywhere in the world, that nobody can censor it, nobody can block it, nobody can shut it down, nobody can regulate it, nobody can increase the amount of supply. In other words, nobody can monkey around with it. It's driven by math. It's driven by an algorithm, and it's not something that the governments or big banks or anybody like that can use to their advantage, if you will, can leverage. So that's what I like. I like the whole concept of it. And so that's why I'm staying in, and that's why I'm a long-term holder. So these little ups and downs don't bother me one bit. I could care less. I'm going to hold long-term, what they call a strong hand, and we'll see what happens in 2028. We'll talk about it in 2028 after three halvings, after the 2020 halving, the 2024 halving, and the 2028 halving. We'll talk after those three halvings have come and gone, and we'll see what is going on. Let's see. Great content, Craig. Much appreciated. Thank you. My Litecoin has gone nuts too. My 1,000 Litecoins have gone from 59 to 98 each in a week. I bought them for 0.06 per coin at the beginning. I could have sold at 327, but hold on for dear life. I would have probably bought Bitcoin and held that. Litecoin is, I think, kind of risky, but I don't like any of the altcoins myself. But yeah, you've done good. I'm more a Bitcoiner. I did have some Litecoin at one point in time, but I sold it all, and I'm 100% in Bitcoin at this point. I have no altcoins whatsoever. Let's see. What happened? He hasn't reviewed watches for ages. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. I'll have to look him up. Dawn, racist comments got to him. I can imagine the trolls are nasty, nasty people. And by the way, on the subject of trolls, I don't think Sarah's going to do any more Cowgirls live shows, and I'm sure it's in large part due to the trolls. So yeah, the trolls do run good people off the air sometimes. It's sad, very, very sad. He started uploading sporadically again, but it's cigar content. Okay. Looks like Charles back doing videos, but he's focused on cigars. Okay, from Brian P. Good. Well, I'm glad he's back. So anyway, back to the Bitcoin subject matter. I don't give financial advice, but I'm pleased that I have Bitcoin. And anyone that doesn't have at least one Bitcoin, I would think about maybe having at least one Bitcoin to hold long term. I would hate to let 2028 come around and have no Bitcoin. But that's me. And by the way, I don't recommend anybody invest in anything if they have any debt. Pay off all your debts first, including your house, and then invest in things, and be diversified. Yeah, she was. She was. You could tell she didn't appreciate the people asking her about watches. I mean, I'm like, what are you people thinking? I mean, here this girl's trying to share her passion for horses and barrel racing and all this stuff, and they keep asking her questions about watches. I mean, don't people realize what you don't talk to girls about something they're not interested in. That's the number one rule. When you're talking to a girl, or actually anybody, talk to them about what they are interested in, not what you are interested in. Okay, and these trolls just don't get that. There seemed up that the people were not commenting, and also that they were asking about watches, that they weren't commenting on the subject matter. Absolutely, she was not happy, and I don't blame her. I mean, and she's young, and she doesn't see the long haul where, you have to stick with things to build up your audience and all that. She doesn't quite get all that yet, and so we'll see. I mean, maybe she'll revisit it at some point. I'll do some more videos with her at some point, and so you'll see some more content from her, out at the J Bar W Ranch, stuff like that, but she's not going to be doing the weekly show, at least not for a while. I'm not surprised that these trolls... Okay, that was deleted. Okay. Yeah, well, you didn't really have to delete the comment about the trolls. It is what it is. Okay, well, we'll move on. But so anyway, to wrap up about the Bitcoin thing, nobody really knows what the price of Bitcoin is going to do, especially in the short term. It's very volatile, up and down, up and down. I believe that there are a lot of smart people that are putting a lot of time and effort and resources into the Bitcoin ecosystem and into developing the Lightning Network. And I think there are a lot of positive signs. And this last big run-up, the rumor is that some institution, big buyer, bought large chunks of Bitcoin over 3 exchanges. And see, normally big buyers buy in the over-the-counter market. They don't buy on exchanges because they don't want to affect the price, right? They want to buy it secretly over the counter. But the rumor is that the supplies were drying up and that they couldn't buy them the way they normally like to buy them, so they had to go to the exchanges and buy. That's the rumor, and that's why the price got driven up. Who knows? Who knows? Time will tell the tale. BCH, strong move up as well. All crypto, highly correlated. Yeah, see that? And that's the other thing that worries me, David. As long as all these cryptos, these altcoins and all, if they all go up at the same time, that's disturbing to me, because that's telling me that people really don't know what they're doing. And they don't realize that most of these altcoins are total scams. And I would really like to see those shaken out of the market. And so maybe another big crash would be better, to have a big crash and shake some of those out of the market. I don't think it's healthy to have these altcoins all floating around and confusing people and so forth. Oh, well, I can't afford a Bitcoin for $5,000, so I'm going to buy this one. It's cheaper. Well, that one that's cheaper is garbage, okay? It's a centralized coin, and it's never going to work. And, it's not... There's only one Bitcoin, and that's it. And there's only one chance at this thing as far as having a world reserve currency. And it ain't any of these altcoins. And so that's kind of a shame to me that these altcoins are pumping as well. But anyway, time will tell. We'll see what happens. Dalvin, thank you for all the work you put in, Craig. Well, it's not that much work, but thank you. Thank you for the comment. And I enjoy it. I enjoy bringing people that are in motion out to you guys and putting you all together. Brian P. Craig, do you think that this Brexit debacle is having an impact on Bitcoin? I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's just a couple of big buyers went in and bought a bunch of Bitcoin. And as more and more of the wealthy start deciding that they should have some Bitcoin as a hedge, you know, even if the wealthy even just put 1% of their money in Bitcoin, Bitcoin will pump like crazy, right? Doesn't have to be that much. So that's the thing. I think some wealthy people are now starting to realize that they should own a chunk of Bitcoin. And they're going in and buying chunks of Bitcoin, right? And I think that's what's starting to happen, to tell you the truth. And I think there are a lot of small buyers too. I think people are starting to realize that they should own some. You know, maybe not a lot, you know, but everybody should own some Bitcoin. I think more and more people are starting to come to that conclusion. Warren says, a great show, Craig. I look forward to the next one. Well, thank you. Do you listen to Clark Howard? I'm not sure who that is. I'm sorry. Brexit has become a shambles, Warren, in the house. The market was up today. Let me see what it closed at. Last I checked, it was up. Yeah, the Dow Jones and NASDAQ's up. Apple has been on a tear. It's up another 1.33. No, I'm sorry. It's up another 0.69%. It's just Apple has been on a freaking tear. I'm glad I didn't sell mine. I bought it, if you guys recall, we talked about it on the show some months ago when Apple took that big nosedive. And I grabbed some. I normally don't buy individual stocks. I normally buy mutual funds, but I just couldn't resist. And that has been a really big winner for me. So I am pleased with what Apple has been doing. I wonder if some of these big Bitcoin buyers are upper class nationals from China looking for stability. President Xi has been clamping down on personal finances considerable. Could be. I think it's folks in the U.S., actually, to tell you the truth. I think some of the wealthy here in the U.S. are starting to realize that they should hedge with some Bitcoin. But who knows? This is all really speculation. We really don't know. But anyway, click subscribe. The shows may not be as frequent as they have been. Springtime starts getting really busy for me with my work. But I'll do shows when I can. And we're trying to get Steve set up so he can do shows on his own without me having to be involved. And so then he can do some shows when I may not be able to do shows. So that's the deal on that. All right, so anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and click subscribe. Click that little bell. Durr says we need a new show, Bitcoin Girls Live. Ha ha ha. There you go. Well, find a host. Find some hosts to host some shows, because I'd like to add some more shows to the network. Absolutely, I would. I would. Thing about Cowgirls Live is I already had the brand locked down. I've got cowgirlslive.com. We've got Cowgirls Live on Instagram. We've got Cowgirls Live on Facebook. We got it on Twitter. So we got it locked down everywhere. So Sarah said we should find another cowgirl, and we'll see. I mean, we might be able to find another one that'll do it. It's not a big priority to get it going again right away, but it's still, the brand is still there, and who knows? Sarah gets a little older, and her skin just gets a little thicker, and maybe she'll come back and do some shows. We'll see. She was also hunting for college, and she's going to be going away to college, and so she's got a lot of things on her mind right now. So. We'll see. We will see. What we will see is what we will see. So thanks, everybody. Again, subscribe. Hit the little bell. I got to eat something. I'm hungry. Get into my video. Got to get into my Video Pro app here on my phone so I can stop this broadcast. I like to stop it remotely as opposed to stopping it on the device. Seems to be a little bit easier. Do you pay Sarah? Colin, what we were doing was we were trying to get sponsors for the show. She did get some donations of Bitcoin, and some folks also donated in some of the chats, and that I sent to her in Bitcoin. So she's got some Bitcoin, and she's going to hold it long term. So hopefully that'll pay off real well for her if she holds it, and I think she will. And Thomas says, thanks again for your time, everyone. Okay. Thanks. Take care, everybody. Hey, be in motion. That's what I say.